Hello and welcome to ActWres Stage here on the 5 Star Network YouTube channel. I am as always your host Sondre, and we are as always a podcast all about ActWres Girls AWG. We are not joined by Velkej this month. This is not going to be a regular month review either. It is mostly just going to be talking about the promotion and the roster members and current news and stuff like that. Because Velkej is in Japan. He went to Queendom to see his wife retire. I think he was emotionally taken by it because I have barely heard from him since then. But that might just be the highballs talking. But he's in Japan. I actually think he's right now on his way to Fukuoka. I know he was going to go to Fukuoka around at the start of May, and since it's the 1st of May today, I don't know if he's still in Tokyo or not. But either way, filling in for Velkej this month is Pedro. Welcome back to stage.
Hello, what's up? This is my 4th time here, so we're here to do the thing because ActWres is fun.
ActWres is fun. ActWres, it really is fun. And what brought me because we were gonna wait until Velkej came home from Japan before we recorded, but then so much news happened. Not in the way that it did last April. Like April for ActWres as a company, in terms of shows, were like decent. They had 3 shows. One very, very, very good Osaka show and one decent Ota show. But there was a lot of news around the promotion. Very similar to last April, but this time it was good news around the promotion. So let's just cover the biggest one first, and that is that on Saturday, May 31st, 2025, in the Ota Ward General Gymnasium, it will be Natsupoi and Saori Anou are holding their 10th anniversary produce show. They are here, 10th anniversary, our footprints is the official tagline for the show. And it will be produced. Stardom has booked the building, but it will be helped to be produced by ActWres Girls. So ActWres Girls is going to play a big role on this show. It's what it seems like. They are going to do Love Riddle, of course, and probably some matches on the show from some of the ActWres talent. But the big important thing to mention and the reason why ActWres Girls got invited is something that a lot of people don't really know. And that is that Natsupoi and Saori Anou, 2 of the biggest Joshi stars in the world right now, 2 big Joshi wrestlers in the biggest Joshi company going. Someone that will both be taking places of Tom Nakano, another AWG alumni, now that Tom Nakano is retired. They were on the first ever ActWres Girls show on the 31st of May 2015. So, exactly 10 years. It will be both ActWres Girls, Natsupoi, and Saori Anou's 10th anniversary. What do you think of this show? Of them, first of all, them inviting ActWres Girls. What do you think about that?
So I think it was either you or Velkej or Chris that said it like that. Oh no, I think it was actually Rich and Chris that said it, that were like, they aren't doing anything for their anniversary. Like, they're probably just taglining a show and being like, ActWres 10th anniversary, whatever. Yeah. But this suffices for being basically their 10th anniversary show, I would think, for me at least.
Yes,
and it's pretty much from what we've seen so far, this is probably the definitive like ActWres reunion show so far from what we're seeing. And it's like it makes perfect sense that like well, it actually doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It makes sense that like Anou and Natsupoi are doing it, and like ActWres obviously still isn't doing anything. But as long as they're a part of it and that they're
Well,
inviting the current roster, I think that's what's really cool about this.
I remember when I saw the May schedule for ActWres, and they weren't holding a show on the 31st. But then I saw June, and that the first show of June will be on the 1st, the day after, in Shinkiba. So I think that they couldn't get Shinkiba on the 31st, so they were settling with the first for that was going to be their anniversary show. But then they got approached by Anou and Poi.
Yeah, I'm hoping they had like a conversation before, and or maybe that just lined up really perfectly. Because like
Yeah.
imagine if people actually like really like what they seen on the show. I think they're only gonna see him really dance. I don't. I hope that's not what they're only gonna see him do. But like the day after they go Shinkiba, which isn't a bad isn't bad. It's in the Tokyo area, so
I mean, who else is going to perform on this show? Like, it's going to be Natsupoi and Saori Anou. They are in the main event, most likely in the tag versus someone else. If you look at the first ActWres Girl show ever, we have Yuno Manase still wrestling. We have Tae Honma still wrestling for now.
yeah.
We don't have Naoki Kura. We don't. Maiko Saki, I think, is still around. She's not hurt anything, is she? Oh, she's still wrestling. Yeah, Diana mostly, which is why I don't know if she's wrestling or not. But yeah, Maiko Saki still around. So there we have talents, outsiders that they can pull in for the show.
Yeah, like I've watched this first show and I've seen rundowns of this first show. Like this show is so fucking weird. This first show, and basically everyone besides Kanamura and then Gabacho's not on. Is definitely not gonna be on this show. Well,
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe, but like they've already have gotten all these people on this 31st show, the Oda Award show, basically, and it's
have they announced them? I didn't know
so
they announced.
the match card so far is 2 matches.
Oh, we have a match card. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So, so far the big draw for me, and I think for real fans would be this tag match with Aina Aiba, Maiko Ozaki versus Teihanma and Yuna Manase.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I think now Takada's reffing it. I think so. And if people don't know who Aina Aiba is, it's Yuki Haruma. And if you don't know who either of those names are, it's probably the one Bushi Road like idol or employee that's like pretty big. She sings, she does stuff for the animes, and she's probably been connected to a lot of like the Stardom stuff the past couple months because she's been on. I think she emceed maybe the past 2 shows, but she's really connected to half the Stardom like the wrestling world actually because she started out as an ActWres trainee and she is awesome. Like she had a very short career, but I think if people watch her footage, she was pretty sick. Like she was Mari and she was like a Mari like a precursor to Mari very, very much in my eyes.
Yeah.
So like already that's like the biggest draw if you could get a famous idol on your show.
Yeah. It's there are a lot of alumni they can pull in, which is cool. I do like that. I did see the other match announced of Hota versus an X versus what's her name?
Oro Ito. Yeah.
Ito, Hikaru Ito, and X.
I'm
cool.
I don't know. I keep getting different like guesses for that, but I'm guessing it's Kanamiku, which Kanamik,
Yeah.
and Sari, but I don't I don't specifically know. Like they
I
might
don't.
put Poi in there, but I don't think they would.
Who is there any current trainee of Kari though?
It's Poi, Saori, and
Yeah, but like
trying to think.
current young, like on the same experience level as Kanemiku.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I
I
forget
mean
who Ito
Kizuna
JoJo.
Tanaka, I guess.
Yeah, but she definitely wouldn't be on this show.
Haruko Misaki. Let's do that.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like
it,
I really don't know, but I think the match is gonna be cool. I think they're going for like their friends, but also ActWres. The only
I am
probably ActWres reunion.
I am guessing that they're gonna let the current actress roster have a 6-woman tag with probably like the biggest names. So I'm guessing Act Maru Mari versus Natsuki Nagisa Marino maybe, or Sakura Marino Natsuki.
Not yeah, that'd be. Like if you even allow them to do that, that's like
Yeah.
they have to go hard and put their best
Oh
in
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
As much as
I
I
mean,
want Henri and probably Chiavo in there, but
and
yeah,
I think they will want to go hard because like they have performed in big venues for All Japan Actors Time, you know. But I don't think that they don't really. Well, if you watch Actors Time, they do good, but it's not like anything stand out because they know that the fans there aren't there for them.
yeah,
And this being a Joshi only show with probably maybe like a male freelancer here in like a singles match or something, like you said, Gabacho. But look, we can here. I think the roster will put more of an effort in because their peers are on the same card and stuff like that.
yeah.
So
Like I'm I'm just hoping. Like so, it's very early, but like I'm hoping like they flesh this out. This is probably I think this is maybe the only Stardom pay per view this month, which is insane. But um, like on paper, this is probably gonna be the definitive like accurate.
Kamatani
Um,
versus Sayaka isn't going to be online
uh,
on on pay per
yeah, I
view
don't know if
live.
it's paper. I don't know if it's pay per view. Yeah, I don't know yet. So far, everything says live, and I think this show that says live also. But I'm
Yeah,
guessing this is pay per view because this is probably gonna be a way bigger show than those Korkin.
yeah. Um, Speaking of Stardom, we kind of now that we have covered that actress girls are going to be taking part in the produce show for Saori Anou and Natsupoi. Let's also cover some other news from Stardom and in terms of actress girls alumni. Tom Nakano, the elusive, the legendary Tom Nakano, has now retired. It was sad. I am still emotionally distraught by it. It was a cinematic masterpiece. It's probably the best thing that has happened in wrestling this year in terms of just emotional everything. And she's retired. Tom Nakano, of course, started in Actress Girls. A very not a long run in Actress Girls. It should be mentioned,
Yeah,
but
I think
she started there.
she only did like 2 years, I think, something like
Yeah,
that.
and it wasn't like she was wrestling every show at that time either. And it's Actress Girls, so they're not running that often either.
Mhm.
But yeah, she debuted in 2016 on actually 2017, I think. No, it's 2016, right?
2016, yeah.
Yeah. I think the first show was Saori. It was against Saori Anou in Actress Girls on the 18th of July 2016 in Chiquipa First Swing. Um, she, of course, became a very up and down in terms of fan interest wrestler when she joined Stardom. For me, she first of all, she introduced me to this kind of wrestling, the idol style of wrestling in Joshi. And that is now my favorite style of Joshi wrestling. So, thank you, Tom Nakano. Which is also why Tom Nakano, because when I started watching, she was relatively new to the Stardom roster. Uedo Tai was starting to, she was starting to get kicked out of Uedo Tai. I was joining when she was turning babyface, and it was the perfect time to join because I got to really experience that, and it was a great storytelling, fantastic storytelling from Tom. And I just really love that period of her career, which is what I always look back on as the reason of why I was so emotionally invested in her. I have seen some of her first matches. Some of them are rough because it's actress girls, but rough in a good way, as you know. What is your investment level in Tom Nakano historically now?
So I've never been the biggest Tam guy, but I've always it goes for any of the alumni, really. I really learned to appreciate them. And it's hard to really hate on somebody that's like a main part of this promotion that I've watched for golly, for like the past 6-7 years. So and I've gone back and rewatched some of her stuff for the last music video I made. And I've watched her stuff, and I think in Reina, Diana, I watched her AG stuff. And of course that Oedo Tai early run.
Oh yeah.
And I do remember everything about the Queen's Quest elimination match and how it was her and Momo in the final, and
it was
I just
so
remember
good.
Yeah, I was super invested in that match, and then her being basically the main part of that was
I started watching Stardom in 2018, and I remember those kind of storylines were so new to me because I hadn't watched Dragon Gate at that time. I hadn't watched any Joshi wrestling at that time, and seeing that kind of storytelling was so weird, and it immediately became this. It's the reason why factions is what I clamor for in every company. It's just the best way of telling stories, as Velkej said on the blog, on the outlet.
and even I feel like she would turn back the clock sometimes with the ActWres lore stuff, which I thought was great. Sometimes she used to do it, yeah. And leading up to her retirement match, I feel like she always had basically the world in her palms, and whatever she was making, it was very divisive. But I think I learned to appreciate her storytelling because no one does it like her, really. And she to be honest, she became one of the biggest stars and draws in Joshi in the past, I would say, decade. Slowly became that. She sadly Stardom went through a lot of stuff, from Hana's passing to people leaving, people retiring that were really close to her. So it's like she got dealt the hand, but it was her job to really grab that and go with it, and that's what she became. And I'm glad what happened with her happened to her, because I think she deserves a lot.
I not to talk too much about current Stardom. But I never thought this company, Stardom, was ready for Julia to be gone, with Mayu and Tom also being gone. Julia, Tom, and Mayu being gone before the end of 2025 was not something I thought Stardom was ready for, especially when you think about the fact that they lost Utami as well. Who, like right now, I mean, Utami isn't putting in that much of an effort, so it's not that big of a loss right now. But it was a big loss when it happened. Because of the potential of Utami. But still, it's such a weird feeling to sit with today and know that the next Stardom show I watch, the best next Stardom Korakuen I watch, because I don't really watch house shows, but the next Stardom Korakuen I watch will not have Tom Nakano or Mayu Iwatani on it. That is an insane feeling to have. And possibly FWC soon also leaving.
Nah, they're not leaving. It's like this goes for this, like it goes for ActWres, it goes for Stardom, it goes for all of the scene. Everything is gonna change slowly. Like the I don't want to say old guard, but like the original members of ActWres, obviously there's not gonna be a lot soon. Like Tay's gonna be gone soon. Kakura's gone. It's surprising
they
that
all joined in the middle 20s, like
yeah. And like
in Tom's case, like when she was like almost 30.
So it's like it's like we have. I'm not saying we have to, but like definitely the people we have right now, that like the Mike Ozakis, the Manaseis, the Poyano, like we're gonna have them for like a good little bit still. I'm hoping. Somehow we still have Manase.
Yeah, I mean she likes partying with Gumbray roster, you know.
And I think me and Rich talked about it, that Manase is probably the most important early member, because she helped out a lot, especially with Ano, getting Ano to that level. Because I think I think they're the first tag match maybe on any ActWres show. Because
Yes.
I think they were the weird tiger team, and no, they were also a tag team. So
It was Anu and Yunamanase versus Kari
Natsumi and Kari,
Kamura and Natsumi Maki.
yeah, and they were also Black Shine. Ano and Manase were also Black Shine, so they
Yeah.
they they were double dipping on shows, and because they were the only people there, and slowly Sakaguchi did his usual and got 1 million people as the shows went. But it's like, yeah, like it's surprising we even have. It's not actually. It's not surprising, but slowly we're gonna lose a lot of people. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then suddenly, like someone like Maru will just suddenly turn up and be like an old wrestler, turning back up,
And still be good in this like
I,
sphere of actress.
I'm sure Sakaguchi has like the number for some of the people who wrestled in 2015, 2016, who is retired now.
Yeah, so like we're almost down. We're not almost there, but like yeah, the original members are almost all gone.
Yeah.
And slowly like other members have moved on, some retired. So like as we close in on that anniversary show, it's like we're in Joshi in general, we're definitely pushing for a different era, with like people like Nanai going and Mako going and those type of people. So
Yeah. And like, let's be honest, Mayu isn't going to be around that long. I don't see Mayu wrestling until 2030. To be clear, and Mayu even. I'm just mentioning Mayu because this is the day she joined Marigold. So
yeah,
she's on the mind, but
unless she's like the legends of the past and that stick around till they're like 50, I don't know, but uh, Who knows with her?
You think she's gonna be an Asha?
She might be like a 40-year-old vet, to be honest.
Maybe. I don't know. I would be tired if I was her.
If I just look at the example of people like if Monase's at 37 with like barely any knees is still around, I think people like Mayu and those type of people could still go. Sadly,
Yeah.
like Shozuki wants to retire and she's been saying it, but it's like I
Yeah.
don't want you to retire, but I know you want to. But it's like
It was that was an awesome tweet from Natsume today. Like being like, I look forward to teaming with you again. I can see Natsume and Mayu being like a team in Marigold.
yeah, that's another part of the lore too. Yeah, that's like I don't like as much as like I'm dreading it. There is people like so like as the decade goes on, like people like Miku and the other era of ActWres that will be gone that I will hate because I feel like that I'm more entrenched in that era. Obviously,
Yeah,
you are too.
we are.
We were all watching. So like if when the day Mari's gone, that's gonna be a sad day too.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. Like she
Yeah.
hasn't wrestled since Corrigan, since the year in Corrigan. Like it
No, she rather drink to you next to you in your bald
yeah,
head.
I was just about to say I have not seen her since I was drinking with her the day of the year in Corrigan. But yes, yeah. Let's move on and let's look back at the year. April marked the 1 year anniversary of the exodus of Natsumu Sumikawa, Miku Ano, Koki, Shikagoto, Misamatsui, and Shiaki to the newly formed Marigold, Rossi Ogawa's promotion. It happened on the 15th of April 2024. It has this month it passed the 1 year anniversary. We still like, and last year this exodus took us all by shock. It took the company, ActWres Girls, the company, by shock because the booker also went. So the day-to-day booker went. The champion went, and we talked for forever last year about them struggling and the months after it being such a weird time. It was a bit exciting in the start, and then it kind of the title weren't mentioned at all. When the title was brought back, it was held hostage by Act. They split the roster in two in terms of babyface and heels. I know you are not a big fan of that, as me as well. We all were.
Yeah,
But
stand on
now,
that.
yeah, I also stand by that. And also, now we are, as I said, 5 months into 2025. And me and Velkej, and every guest we have had on so far this year, have been very, very praising 2025 in ActWres Girls very much. How, Pedro, we haven't had you on since the October-November episode last year, where the title of that episode was "Nothing Matters Here Anymore." Because we were so down on the promotion in terms of the creative output going on was so low. And this year, I must say, and I've said it every episode this year, they are back in terms of like emotionally storytelling. It's so nice. How are you feeling about current day ActWres Girls?
Yeah, so when we did that show, I think we were basically at our lowest.
Yeah.
Maybe I think we were just looking ahead to the year end. So like the changes could finally happen. But we were at our lowest, and I thought it could only go up from here because we were in the dumps. It was really bad. And right now, I think they've gotten the groove and the energy back, and I'm like, especially on this very very last show we watched, I felt like they're trying things a little different. Their energy's a little different. I think the booking is a way better, and I think that was our main problem with how the booking was going.
Yeah.
Because basically nothing mattered. A lot of the undercard was very very sloppy compared to like right now that like we would have like those random singles matches like, but now like we would have like last show we had a banger of a opener,
Yeah,
which
we
is
had
kind of rare.
it's something that is also rare about that match is that we had Henri and Arisa Nagai, who are both have like less than half a year of experience. They both debuted in 2024. Arisa in August and Henri in October, and they went 16 minutes against ActWres and Maru in the opening. It was a weird feeling, and it was awesome. Like, it was the best match on the show, which was a show that had 2 title matches on it. And it was such a show stealer. It was amazing.
And so like I feel like I don't know what Mari and Sock and Act are like trying to do, but I could see at least they're like switching it up. And I could at least see that their training is working out for the best, because if you just look at those three, the younger members in that tag match, those three have a lot of upside, and especially right now with Henri and Arisa, they're like two members right now that you could probably give a title, and I think they can make it work somehow.
They're I I
Maybe
say I
Tevin, yeah.
said that I started saying that as a joke, but I legit am starting to believe it. Like like Henri brings the technical and the work rate, just like Ashai. And the reason the guy brings the emotional and the crowd connection. It's yeah, just like Lisa. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but I look at these two as like New Teppan.
Sadly, two of the three are in Osaka Army.
That
I
is
don't
not
somehow.
an actual unit.
I don't know. They had shirts.
I hate it.
Somehow Henri is not in a group, which I mean Natsuki isn't either, and Nagisa isn't. So
every Son Henri is a group together. Like
now they are. They're my tag team. That's for sure.
yeah, they are an official tag team. Like
Yeah.
Speaking of, yeah, we can talk about the tag tournament because they are bringing tag titles finally into this promotion. But we can wait with talking about that because like we're not going to talk about every show of the month like we usually do. Because I want to wait for Velkej to get back and have his takes on the shows. Let's just say that from April, we can recommend watching Marina Sahara versus the Great Osako from Osaka. We can recommend nothing from the Sumida show because I did not like that show. The Higashin Arena show.
Let me combat that.
Can you? Can you combat that?
I thought the main was fine and the semi main was fine. That's about it.
Yeah.
But like they're not. It's definitely like not. Do not go out your way.
Yeah, the one from the 20th in ActWres Wrestling in Sumida is the show you can skip for April. And on the 27th, I did not like the middle portion of the show, but I love the opener. That is match of the month. Act Mari and Maru versus Andre Shioba and Risa Nagai. And Sakura defending the King of the Ring Entertainment title successfully against Ninja Girl Uran, Naru. In a very good match, mostly on Sakura's side because the Naru gimmick is sadly a miss, even though like she was doing good work.
She's a great worker, but that gimmick is just not needed.
And the main event of Marino defeating Kyoko Iwai to retain the ActWres Girls AWG title. Good match. Not go out of your way to watch good.
If you like Kyoko, this is your match. Sure.
If you like Kyoko, this is your match. But yeah, Marino also. I love what we can say about that match. The finish of Marino winning with a judo throw is amazing.
Yeah, what I took out of that match is that Marino is a miracle worker, and she is on a great run. Like she looks like she's deserving of this title right now. I think she can do probably anything, and she can make it work.
Yeah, so we can start with that. So the rest of this episode is going to be a breakdown of every wrestler on the roster.
Let's go.
This is something I did in a thread the day of the Natsupoi and Saori Anou anniversary announcement of ActWres Girls being taking part of it. That tweet, I put a lot of work into that thread, but I didn't expect it to get as much traction as it did. And I was very happy to see the traction that it did because a lot of people came back to me and said this was very informative. It was like a good short form telling of the roster. And that is kind of what spurred me on to have this little filler episode in between when Velkej comes back from Japan. But let's do this from the top. And when I mean the top, I mean Natsuki. Not Marina Sayahara, I mean Natsuki. Because I, like, as much as I love Marino, Natsuki is the ace. She was the first to proclaim herself the future ace in the wake of Miku Ano's exit from the company. And in the last half year, she has delivered on that. And like in story, in work, and in just how she carries herself and how she behaves on the shows, she feels like the Miku Ano ace figure role in a great way. Like everyone talks about her, everyone interacts with her. She of course is no longer the AWG champion, dropping it to Marino. And she also doesn't have a unit. She only has her tag team. But that is also similar to Miku Ano. But how are you feeling about Natsuki right now?
Yeah, she's definitely top 3 worker in the company right now. It's I said this to Sondre earlier, but I think a lot of their placement like it staggers and it goes up and down. So like I at least she stays in the top 3 range always.
Oh yeah.
And right now I feel like Marino and those people are like fighting for top. But she is obviously like one of the best workers in this promotion. And I think it's really just hard to really root against her most of the time. She's one of those like baby faces that you look at and you look at their moveset and you look at their energy and you just really can't root against them. And especially for someone who's been here since the restart, I'm pretty sure around that time. We basically watched her progression from not her like really start, but we've seen her progression from I want to say maybe 4th in was she like number 4 in the Royal?
Like she was just about she would be ranked over Shikagoto, you know?
Okay. Oh yeah. I totally forgot Chica was in it, but like it was obviously her and Koki putting on a pedestal around the first shows, and now with a lot of people gone, she jumped up the mantle, and I think she fully deserved a lot of what she's gotten the past years. So
Yeah. Natsuki, she debuted like 2 months before the company restarted. She debuted on the 22nd
yeah.
of August 2021. Notably, her Mari was her debut opponent. I remember because I, of course, started. I started watching this promotion after the restart. The first show I ever watched of ActWres Girls was the show on the 13th of February 2022. And I remember the opening for that show was Maya Fukuda versus Natsuki. And it was like that style was they worked a very like kick-based style, and that is a style that made Maya Fukuda go into MMA and fail. and And that is a style that Natsuki now has perfected. And like she debuted and she pretty quickly started using gear that is very similar to Arisa Hoshiki, which was always why I kind of looked at her as one of my early favorites, because she just reminded me in vibes so much about one of my favorite wrestlers in Joshi of all time. so it was always like she's so great. She reminds me of Arisa. She makes me miss Arisa, but she's great. And after the restart, because she was such a hidden roster member, that she was doing stuff, but she wasn't doing them on the main event scene. But after the Exodus and the new restart that Velkej coined last year, she just really carries herself as the top star of the company. Her title reign was great. It was such a good re-establishing reign for the title. Post Act going to America and sitting in a hotel room for a month with it. She brought out. She had that very very special match against her that we look at as such a like telling rookie versus champion match, and how it feels like it was a prequel to a Cork and Main in like a year, because I feel like Natsuki is here to stay for probably a long time. Honestly, she is one of those that I look at and I don't see her leaving. I don't think she is that interested in going anywhere.
I
Because
forget.
I think if Fuka got to like if Fuka wanted to, she if Natsuki wanted to, Fuka would have brought her with her. You know?
Yeah, I think me and Velkej mentioned it that like if these girls really want to go, they can go. They don't really have to say much.
Yes.
So it's like if Natsuki wants to go and like say she doesn't have anything going on or play or whatever, she's not making music, she's not making appearances anywhere. If the wrestling and actress is the only thing she has, she might as well go all in. So that means she should leave. But I don't think she's in that place right now. Maybe in a couple months' time, a lot of the top talent might want to think about it. People like Naru
Yes.
should really be thinking about it, but like it's like
We'll mention the people that should think about it.
Yeah.
I think, and Natsuki, while she should think about it, she doesn't. I don't think she needs to, because she's gonna be in a good place no matter what in this promotion.
And yeah, it's like if they have a lot on their plate and they're making money other ways, they probably shouldn't. But like if they don't have much going on and they seem capable, I think they should. Mind you, also that a lot of these girls are older. So
Yeah,
like
not
Natsuki's older than
Natsuki.
Mayu herself.
Yeah, Natsuki is 30. So, um, she is not, because if you look at Exodus last year, Shikagoro is a lifetime wrestling fan. Like, she came from an outside thing.
He loves Dragon Gate.
she loves wrestling. She is a big wrestling fan. So her wanting to go to a new promotion makes sense. To go to somewhere that she actually wants to do wrestling and stuff. Misa Matsui is a wrestler. Like, Misa Matsui has always been a pro wrestler. She was always one of those that felt like she did not like the restart. She hated the point system in particular. She's young. It was always like, yeah, she is definitely going to be signed by a big company. Was always the vibe of watching her wrestle, you know? Shame she got signed by Rossi because Rossi doesn't like short people, but you know, still. Miko Ono, like she felt like someone that wanted to do bigger wrestling.
He deserved a lot more, yeah.
Yeah, and Miko Ono is someone that should be main eventing sumo halls. You know, everyone who has seen Miko Ono wrestle knows that she should be main eventing like big ass venues, not Shikimo first ring. You know, Natsumi Shosuke, she's friends with the roster, so she's friends with Rossi. She made sense.
Yeah. She was only getting older, also, and her body was not the same as it was. She's someone that I think, with the time she has left on her clock that she's putting on herself, she deserved to be somewhere else.
Shiaki, I think she just went out for beers with Utami once, and then she realized that she wanted to party. So that's why she ended up in America.
Yeah, she was always very talented, but I feel like maybe moving away from the ActWres style was better for her.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that I think that because Shiaki was one of those that hung out with Utami when Utami hung out with the ActWres roster when she came before Marigold got started.
The poaching.
Yeah, the poaching. But yeah, Natsuki, the current ace, at least in our eyes, and I think in the company's eyes, she very much is the top star. Then we move over to AWG champion Marina Soyahara. She is the one that gained the most from the Exodus. It is so clear because she was doing nothing. She was opening, like, where Naru is now was where Sakura Mizushima was. No, not Sakura Mizushima, but Marina Soyahara was right before the Exodus, right? Like, she was doing good work, but she was getting nothing.
No.
She now is the front rallier for the face side of the roster. She is the leader of the only pure unit, I would say, ActWres 5, because they all come out. I think ActWres 5. Well, ActWres Killers is have their theme, but ActWres 5 is the only group that I feel like come out with tiered gear, same tier geared, and have a theme that fits them. She just feels like it feels like the Royal.
It's just an actual group, not like one of these. Yes. Like Asako Army is like a faction, but not really. It's just yeah.
So yeah, Marina Soyahara, AWG champion and leader of ActWres 5. How do you feel Marina is doing?
So when we were watching, she was basically nothing. She had a squirrel gimmick. She seemed very infectious. Like we all liked her, but like we didn't know what she would become and basically what she had aspirations for. Like, cause she could have easily just been one of those undercarders that show up when they want, get paid the little amount and go away.
She's the one you message on her English Twitter to get the tickets.
And I think that was mainly her big thing and her big draw is that if she can get I don't even want to say a 500, but if she can at least get the 100 people, 200 people on a year-end show or a Golden Week show or whatever it is, she that's big for their business. Let's be honest, because
I mean,
they're not really a big selling company.
when I because here's some background info of how to order actress tickets as a foreigner. Like you can just go to the Corkin office and buy it before the show happens. But I reserved my ticket via Marino, and as every English viewer do, I think. Um, and I remember when I went up to Sakaguchi and I asked for my ticket because that is how you get tickets. You have to go pick them up at where most likely from Sakaguchi because he's the only one working that table. At the time when I went into Cork and he was the only one working that table. You say your name and I remember, and then you say the rest of you've reserved the ticket with. And I remember when I looked at the envelope for Marino and it was like so fake. And then when I sat down, I remember I sat down, I saw a mutual of mine, the row in front of me. I said hi, and he asked, "Did you get your ticket via Marino?" And I said, "Yeah, same, right?" he said yes. Uh, it was very funny. I remember when she won the title from Natsuki in March. I remember we memed about it in the voice chat about foreigners getting her the title via the year-end show. But I mean, it might be true.
Like all that does count towards her
Yeah, but I think the work she has done is just so much more counting. You know,
it's like the in combination of her like slowing down her other stuff, the gimmick change, the look change, and also her changing her moveset
yes,
has made her basically, and again, top 3 in the company. She's a miracle worker at this point.
yes, she is. I, as much as I look at Natsuki as the ace figure, Marino I look at as the MVP for 2025 so far. Marino, like emotionally, she has brought us in so much this year. Her run to get the title was so well done, both in the previews and in the actual title match itself. The preview being the best like actress girls match since the Exodus. I would say the best actress girls match since Natsumi Sumikawa versus Mari in Corkin was Ichigogo versus Midsummer Breeze. It's just such a nice time for her, and she really makes sure that all of her matches are must watch. It's kind of it's a very nice feeling to watch, and some wrestlers, like remember if you go back to 2021. This is a weird comparison, but if you go back to 2021 and you look at Utami Hayashishita's run at the top, where it felt like everything she was doing was so like must watch. And this is how I feel about Marino's run this year. It's very nice.
Yeah, they obviously I think the button was pushed on her. Like they gave her the. I mean, she did the whole gimmick change. She changed her style. It looked like she went into kickboxing stuff. She got her own faction, which I think is the main thing too.
Yeah.
And like, there's many people that maybe in wrestling companies, I feel like a lot of people we want that for them, where they get that button pushed on them because they feel like they're the next step and they're the next like great thing. And I think a lot of promotions, I feel like, don't do that. And I think when we seen it with Marino, I feel like we were like, okay, finally the Squirrel Girl has finally climbed all the way up the ladder, and now she's here. She's at the top. She's done it. Like that's what we like to see from promotions. And again, I think that's why we watch ActWres, because we want to see them climb to the top of whatever they're doing. And Marino is probably the storybook character in this promotion right now. So
yeah, for sure. moving on to the King of Entertainment champion, Sakura Mitsushima. The title, the King of Ring Entertainment title, it is a secondary single title that is a sponsored title, of course. Sakura, Sakura, I look at as someone that has taken up the role of Misa Matsui, of being the high-speed goblinry highlight wrestler, having highlighted high-speed matches, while also bringing in heart and kind of main event status. Sakura, of course, is being slotted in the semi-mains mostly these days, but she very much she is in the main event of the next show. I look at her team as the better team in the tag league from ActWres 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I really am really into Sakura's run right now. I, of course, have always been into Sakura. She was one of my first favorites in the company. But yeah, Pedro, what do you think of Sakura?
Yeah, again, she's fighting in that top for best wrestler on this company.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I watch, again, she's the same thing with Natsuki. Like, she's very infectious. You can't really hate her. It's hard to hate her. And I think with her connection with Asahi, and also how great she got around that time, and as we went through, she looked like she was very much in the back of the line. And now with the people that left, and now with the faction changes, she seemed primed for something. And I think the matches with Mari proved that she is ready for like a next level. And I'm glad she got this belt now, because I think she can also go for the top belt at some point. I think she's obviously ready. And the match with Mari, I rate as probably one of the best matches I've seen last year. So
The one from last year or this year?
The one when she won it, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to think if she won it. No, the one when I think the one when she lost, I think.
Yeah.
That went like 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I described it the last episode. I described the one they had in October of last year was the match where Sakura had to prove that she was ready for the singles title, and like she had to prove that she was ready to go long against someone like Mari. And the one this year was Sakura seizing the opportunity and being like the ultimate opportunist with the flash pins and winning with the flash pin. It was a very a very good told story in two halves. The two matches. If you watch both matches back to back, you will see what I mean.
Yeah, I'm like,
because she for the first match she was getting beat up like the entire match almost, and the second match it was a lot of hope spots and stuff that she didn't really in the first match she didn't really get any in almost in.
Yeah, and it's like she, how do I say this? Like, she seemed like, because like ActWres 5 in general, I feel like you could kind of push any of them, and I think they would kind of work. Maybe except Yui, they tried that. But like,
should have mentioned it. Sakura Mitsushima, of course, the second member of ActWres 5.
mm-hmm.
The green of ActWres 5. Even
Really,
though her
like,
gear is pink.
So
her
like,
cape
yeah, like,
is green.
So like, watching her, it just reminds me of like are the past like roster members that were around, and I think she took a lot from her peers. And yeah, like she's like super, like she's the wrestler's wrestler for me in this company. Like only she could put on like that match with Mari. And like I don't know. I think she's she's always fighting for that top spot for me. So, and she again infectious, hard to hate her. And like she's just a great wrestler. She's definitely one of our favorites on the roster for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on, we have covered the top 3 of the younger roster members. Let's cover the 3 veterans, starting with the best one, of course, Mari. Mari, she, of course, current. Like I would look at Mari as current work rate top heel. Very much the Momo Watanabe of ActWres girls. Of just being someone that puts on bangers everywhere. She has this kind of energy about her where it feels like everyone tries their best against her, and she tries her best to get people to grow. Like the ace position being now a firmly established thing. It is not just like the ace position. It was a joke around us, but it has actually become like a thing of the younger roster member. It started with Natsuki, of Natsuki saying to Mari, sticking her ass out and saying, "I am ready, fucking kick me," and that has become like a thing now, and it's very cool. It is a very very cool thing to have as kind of like the the younger roster members telling her, "I'm ready to take your worst kind of offense. Just hit me. Do shuri kicks." And Mari delivers, of course, because she's Mari. Yeah, Mari is just, she has that energy, and she has been a bit hit and miss with some of her matches can go a bit long. That has been one of my main complaints about her, is that she can, if she is in the main event, she can drag it out a bit. But she is very much the one of the 3 veterans that I trust the most in singles matches.
Yeah, like I think with the change of splitting the belts and kind of like creating different programs, she found her own lane of with the white belt and like trying to go in different, trying to change it up, because it felt like
we have never called it the white belt, but thank you.
I'll just say white belt. I don't want to say King of Lion Entertainment, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the white
So
belt.
like every match she had with that belt, from what I remember, every match was different, and all the timing was very different. With the matches also, and like she had like the Extreme Rules of Maru, she had the Marino stuff, she had all the Sakura matches. I remember her and Ishikawa being very different from the Kyoka match, and I remember her like selling the arm or selling the leg. So she was always doing something different, and it felt like she tried to experiment. Most of them were hit. A lot, the ones that seemed like they were gonna be misses, they missed, obviously. But like I feel like she definitely tried to carve her own lane, because she wanted to give the younger wrestlers the top belt, and it gave the opportunity of Natsuki Marino to elevate over, elevate over her without her feeling like minuscule on the roster. And I think she wanted to at least keep doing stuff, because I feel like she knew herself that she's also, I'm pretty sure, one of the trainers. So as one of the trainers, I feel like her being in that semi-main spot or doing something else, she was always the effort wrestler on the shows. Basically, like any tag match she's in is gonna be good. Any singles match, 90% of the time, it's gonna be good. And I feel like she tried to just carve her own lane, but also not trying to interrupt the young crowd, because I do think that at some point there was a change of Marty wants to do stuff, but she doesn't want to just do it with one belt. So obviously that other belt was created so they could so she could get her shit in, Natsuki could get her shit in. And I think it was probably the best move for the promotion at that point.
It was as much as I hate the idea of the title, like the King of Ring, like the name,
the
branding,
Tenko and the line.
Yeah, the Tenko of it all. I hate that, but the company needs it. Like it has helped the company so much to have two different title stories to tell. Of Mari with the title, when she held the title, was like she couldn't do what she was doing with the title with the main title because then it would feel lesser, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It wasn't worthy of the main title, but it was something good to have in the semi-main of stuff, and then have the main title be the one for the current gen. And of course, now with Sakura with the title, and that is awesome. It still feels weird to see her with the title, but like she still is doing like her. It seems like her thing is going to be facing baby faces who are acting like heels.
Mm-hmm.
At least from the first title defense to judge. So let's hope that there's no more Ninja Girl stuff.
Yeah, whatever that ninja's name is.
Ninja Girl Naru, or Uran.
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 Uran. Jesus Christ.
That's Mari. She's awesome. Then let's talk about Act. The Act bumper is of course the Act bump counter is of course a thing that you have to keep in mind every time you watch a vessel on small shows. Act Yasukawa, from my thread, like I get it. She almost like I get it. I get why people know who Act is. I got so many reactions that I didn't interact with of people saying, "Oh, it's good to see Act actually wrestling still," and I have to correct them. She is technically wrestling, but like she's more of just. If you look at I like to compare her with like someone. I don't know who to compare her with. She is the Shigusa Nagayo of this company. Shigusa Nagayo in Marvelous is not a wrestler. She's not. She's the booker. She's the commentator. She's the sponsor of the promotion. She opens the shows. She closes the shows, and sometimes she will wrestle. Act is doing that, but also being the one of the leaders of the heel unit and wrestling on the shows, being in matches on the shows. She doesn't bump that much. She rarely puts in effort. Sometimes she just walks through matches, but she is keeping the company going through management decisions, it seems. I don't know if it's her that is booking, but I'm guessing so. I don't know. She's definitely one of the head trainers in terms of storytelling training, and she is the one that all of the rookies are debuting against and wanting to, like her and Mari are the goals for the rookies. But like if you look at Yukina Ohara and then Rio, both of them debuted against Act and have been mainly wrestling against Act so far in their run. So she definitely seems like she's doing more work backstage than she is doing in ring.
Yeah, like obviously she's Act Yasukawa. She has the name to her.
And yes, it is good to see her wrestle in the company. Yes.
it's bullshit that her name is just that to a lot of people.
The fact that she's forever forever connected to that. For some people, it's just I hate it.
Yeah, so it's like, and they use her as a scapegoat for their conversations of like shoot style, yeah, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's a name. Honestly, from the past couple months, she's been a great name. She's been wishy-washy for the past, I want to say 2-3 years of not wanting to be here. She wants to do American stuff. Obviously, that hasn't really came to real fruition. Her for the best for her. It hasn't really panned out, but she came back. She lost the belt, which is good. She at least gave them the start to go with Natsuki and becoming basically the ace of the promotion. And I will give her a lot of credit with the training, giving Rio, people like Yukina, people like why am I forgetting her name? She gave like people like Hina Toro, Nanami Togi shine and stuff, Chiaoba shine and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think she, as much as we see her as like not a bumper, not really a seller,
Not a
every
must
time,
wrestler. She's still
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
she's not what we want to like see in main events, but she helps so much with showing
Yeah.
that these wrestlers or these talents could be really good in the future. And especially, I think we see it in some of the tag matches where the communication isn't great, but when Act gets in there and cleans it all up for them, they make them seem like they're not a rookie. Like she's very great at elevating the younger talents without obviously bumping or losing to them. But she does her job pretty well now, at least. The past when she had that title, that was not a good spot in the promotion. We obviously talked about it already. So yeah, she is Aki Yasukawa. And she will always have that title of drawing the 1,000 with Miku Aino in that main event. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I really respect her. I don't think the company would be where it is right now if she hadn't stepped up to like a more of a hands-on backstage role. It seems.
yeah.
I don't think they could have survived like the post-Exodus period if she hadn't stepped up like she did. And I'm very glad that she did because the storytelling just took a leap. It feels. I still feel like they should split the heel units, but whatever. But I do like the idea of the three veterans being together. So we've talked about the work rate veteran. We talked about the backstage veteran. Let's talk about the real veteran. Maru, 44 years old.
Let's go.
Like a wrestler that wrestled for JD Star back in the dark ages of Joshi. Came back as a full-time wrestler in 2022 after retiring in 2005, 20 years ago. She is 44 years old. She is the fucking Extreme Rules queen of ActWres Girls. She puts herself in scary as fuck spots. Look at what she and Mari did in Corkin at the year-end show. At 44 years old. Like, I get it. It's awesomely how dedicated she is to this. It's so cool. I am just so worried for her body every time she does anything like a ladder spot or anything like that. It's awesome. I have always been a fan of Maru. The chain her coming out with the chain and stuff like that, being very Osaki. It's very nice. It's nice to have one of these kind of wrestlers on the roster. What I don't like was what they were doing with Kira Ann and Kyoki Iwai of people trying to imitate her. when I have always felt like we can only have room for one of these kind of wrestlers on a heel roster, you know. And I like that Maru is the one because she looks like that kind of wrestler, and it's awesome because she also does like normal wrestling also where she's just delivering greatly, and she does the comedy spots which are very charming. Maru is a big MVP of the roster for me. How are you feeling about Maru?
Yeah, I really appreciate her in this like roster. She's obviously older. She's obviously like not the greatest worker in the world, but she makes up in every way with her comedy, her craziness, um any of like the real, like if she gets into a real match, she could deliver. I don't think she's like the blowaway wrestler like that Mari is in every
Yeah,
match or tag match, but like she could do basically everything on the board. She's a jack of all trades. She looks the part. She's nuts, and I think also she draws in that little crowd of people that obviously were around for those years of her in like JD Star and stuff like that for that little time she was around. People like Miyuki obviously are fans of her. She Miyuki went to just watch her wrestle. So it's stuff like that. It's like
yeah.
she's like, as I don't want to say she's incredibly important, but I think she's a great person to have on this roster with a
No,
lot of the younger crowd.
like yes, her role is the role she has done now in this whole run. Honestly, uh, like she has gotten title opportunities. They have been good.
Yeah.
They like she doesn't need to do that. What she does best is the multi-mans, like we saw this week. Uh, it's just it's such a nice thing to have, and what she also does so well is the plunder matches. I am hoping for for her to do one plunder match again in the future. I am hoping it will be Sakura or Marino, one of the two in Korakuen. Like I think I said it when Marino won the title. I said, okay, Maru, August Korakuen. And I think I still stand by that.
Yeah,
Of
like
Maru being the Korakuen challenger.
she doesn't get a lot of opportunities, which I think is good because she doesn't overextend herself with like in the past she only fought Mari. I think she only fought Miku. That's
Yeah.
legit the only title matches I can remember. So
Yes.
she plays her role and she plays it well.
But if
But
you
I do
look
think she will get a title match around
if,
this year.
if you look at the feud of Actors 5 versus Actors Killers, like it was Maru and Marino who were beefing it.
Yeah.
So I just look at that as a logical Korakuen main in August.
Yeah, she again does her job, puts people over. And yeah, the Marino and Maru thing was very
But
much like a main thing for a while. So.
yeah. And I hope they haven't forgotten about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Actress Girl, so they could have. Moving on, we've covered the three leading heels of Actress Killers. Let's talk about the rookies. I mean, we can talk about the rest of Actress Killers also before that. Let's talk about the rest of Actress Killers before that. Ayano Irie. Ayano Irie, of course, always has felt like she will have a title run coming up. She never gets it.
Mm-hmm.
But she always feels like she has something coming. I look at her and Nene as one of the teams that can do pretty well in this tag tournament. But Ayano, of course, a, a a big name, I would say, relatively. She's very popular. A lot of fans come for her. I remember at the Korakuen, where she was in the main event for that I went to. She was, of course, like so heavily. She had so many fans coming to her meet and greet after the show. So Ayano, super popular, a bit hit and miss, but she can be very good when she locks in.
I have comparisons for her, and I don't know if you would appreciate it, but like I combine Dragon Gate's Kyo and Unagi, and I put both of them together, and I think you create Ayano.
I so agree with that.
Yeah, like they draw fans like a motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
But they use like 80% of the time they're not great. I think she could turn it on. And I think some of her matches do end up being great because of the tag setting, and she is very, like, I don't want to say stiff in the ring, but her offense looks most of the time really strong. But yeah, like she's very, like, she sleepwalks through basically most of her matches. She doesn't have to do much. And I do dread the day she gets a title because I feel like it's gonna be lock in or we're gonna suffer when she gets that title. But I do appreciate her as a name. She's pretty tenured in this company, so let's just hope that when she gets the button pushed on her, she's gonna be great.
Yeah. I that comparison is so spot on.
And I like Yo, but yeah, you can put her in kind of that same box, really.
I can't wait to hear a certain person's reaction to that. Talking about the tag partner, Nene Arata, the powerhouse Haas of Actress Killers. They are Beast Rebellion Actress Killers. They have started calling themselves that.
Yeah.
So Beast Rebellion, still alive. It's weird. I think that they are just calling themselves that because Ayano feels like she's still the leader of Beast Rebellion. So, Nene Arata is a fun as hell wrestler. She gained a lot from the Exodus. I really like her as a that kind of powerhouse wrestler. My comparison to her for her has always been Micah 2020. Micah, like early stardom Micah, just out of just tap out Micah. Has always been the comparison for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a spot on comparison, honestly, for me. How do you feel about Nene?
Yeah, this is one of Velkej's favorites, but not one of my favorites. I do appreciate her a lot on this roster, though. I think she plays a great role. Like, if her and Ayano are tagging, I think Nene will pick up the slack that Ayano puts down.
Yeah.
And she, like she is like what Chiaki was. Like, she is like the mainstay worker. That can basically do anything. She can lose, win, be part of any of the weird little stories they're telling. And yeah, like I don't have much for her. She's pretty good. I do think she does deserve some type of challenge in the near future, though.
Yeah, I mean she did have the one against Natsuki last year, which was good. I look at her and Ayano as a dark horse finalist team for the tournament. I don't like the idea of them going to the final, but it's a dark horse. If they want the heel team that isn't Acton Maru in the final, Ayano and Nene would fit that.
Well, yeah, we forgot to mention something. Ayano is so much better as a babyface.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Moving on to Kyoko Iwai. Always gets pushed for some reason.
Mm.
we I feel bad. You know, it's it's
I
like
mean, we could just say it. She's the she's like she's like the hot like the stardom Hanako without her being any type of like she has nothing really special about her. Like she gets the push a lot of the time, a lot. She gets the
a
push,
lot, a
and
lot.
her hit rate is like at like a 10%. Like her
It,
last match, literally the other day, was probably maybe her best effort I've seen in a long time. And
yes,
that's like that's kind of sad when she's been getting so much chances. She got Miyuki matches. She got matches with Miyuki Takase, and it's still not enough.
2 matches with Miyuki
Yeah,
Takase, and oh, it's I don't know. I I see I see why some people like her. I don't see it though. Like for me, I don't.
I will
Uh,
give her this though, and I think we'll talk about her next. Her tag team with Haruka Ishikawa is
oh yeah,
like actually maybe the most perfect thing she has been a part of because them two working together, it's very like a great contrast between them two, and I feel like
yeah,
they kind of complement each other in weird ways, and they kind of just are like they're like sisters without being sisters, to be real. Like they
yeah,
but obviously her partner is very much a lot better.
yeah. Haruka Ishikawa, the Hammer of Darkness. We have I we have really seen Haruka put in so much more effort since the Exodus, and her turning heel was like the best thing that could have happened to her because she started actually putting in stuff. She started standing out more.
Hmm.
Like she was very not noticeable. She wasn't on that many shows. She's still not on like every show. I think she is very busy with other stuff. But Haruka Ishikawa is definitely someone that is very fun to watch. Uh, she weirdly puts in a lot of effort. It's very fun to see. Um, she had that really good match with Mari for the title, for the King of Ring Entertainment title. It's just nice, and as you said, her and Kyoka as a team is like the best Kyoka matches we can get. So yeah,
And like I she's been around since I think I first started watching, so since 2022. So
yeah,
like when I first seen her, I'm like, okay, she's she's a part of this roster. She's whatever. But I
oh
watched
my,
her tag run with Mari, and I thought, hey, she's pretty talented. She just needs to be on shows. And
yeah,
she would miss maybe 2 months at a time, a month at a time. And I'm like, I think she could be great. I think she could really can be. And I think the past year we've seen that she is very much able to go. And I think honestly, she's probably the most underrated part of Killers because everyone else gets a really big like really bigger spots, bigger push, and I feel like they get more spotlight. They're on the shows more. But I think every time she's on a show, she performs to her best of her ability, and I think she also has maybe still ingrained in my brain her backdropping Natsuki on her head is maybe the greatest spot in this the past like 2 years of this promotion because she feels like very she feels very strong style like coded like she would maybe watch a Kensuke Sasaki match and that's where she gets her moveset from. But yeah, she's maybe I think I stated it one. She's maybe one of my favorite workers from the past like 2 3 years.
yeah. Let's This is a very interesting statistic. Marina Sayahara debuted 1 month before Haruka Ishikawa. 2 months actually. Um, she debuted. Marino debuted on the 13th of March 2022. Haruka Ishikawa debuted on the 19th of May 2022. Marina Sayahara, via cage match. This statistic comes via cage match. 82 registered matches on cage match.
Jesus Christ.
Since 2022. Haruka Ishikawa.
32.
32 registered matches on cage match. Now,
Nuts.
of course, it might just be that they haven't gone back and changed before she got a cage match profile. But usually they do that. So I think the statistic can be true that she has probably had under 50, under 40 matches in her career.
She had half the career of Marino. Yeah.
Yes, it is insane. And as you said, like she would have like 2 months off, and then 2 months off there, and then come back, have one match, then disappear for 3 months. She has had a weird run.
Yeah, like she wasn't on any of these shows this month, so I'm sad, you know?
Yeah. 2024 was the first year she had like over 10 matches.
That's nuts.
And she hasn't even hit that yet in 2025. So yeah, she's a weird wrestler, but she's very good. She's very good. Let's move over. So that is, I mean, didn't Great Osako get kicked out of Actors Universe?
we could just generalize Osako in one go.
Yeah, let's get Osako out of the way. Great Osako Miya, comedy hit and miss. I mean, like, I really enjoyed the hamburger death match because it was new. It was new. It was new stuff.
Yeah.
It was new material. Like, the problem with Great Osako and Osako Miya, the wrestler Osako Miya, the problem with the wrestler Osako Miya is that she will stick with one thing for too long.
Yep.
Some Great Osako matches just feel exactly like the last one, and it was painful, especially last year, because she was weirdly being put in main events.
Yeah, over people like that needed a spotlight.
Yes.
I think the main thing, like, I think we'll talk about her probably next. Her and Rensan are like two parallels. Rensan changes her gimmick constantly and puts herself in conversations for just being her, and also just changing her gimmick and also trying new things on shows. Great Osako likes to stick to one thing and a couple of moves, and it gets annoying. But when she changes things, when she tries new stuff, it is actually entertaining. It's very much entertaining. So when she when she does something like the hamburger stuff, that's cool. When she does the heel stuff she did against Mari and trying to kill her, that's cool. But when she just does the moonsault stuff, when she just does the no-sell stuff where her offense literally does nothing, it gets old. Especially when she's on every show, basically. And
unlike Renson.
Yeah, and I think she has her fans. Like I think
yeah,
a lot of the draw is coming from her. Honestly, to be real,
she's very popular.
Yeah, so it's like, she's hit or miss. When she hits, she hits. When she misses, it's like unwatchable, basically. But yeah, I'll give her some credit. She just needs to lock in, basically.
Yeah. Since you mentioned her, Keon Renson has not wrestled in 2025.
Sadly, yeah.
Her last match was the 3-way tag in Corrigan. I think she's just busy doing theater stuff.
Yeah, I forgot the reason. There's a reason, but yeah, she's not here.
I don't think she's injured or anything. I just think that she's busy.
Mm-hmm.
She does react to stuff. She does hang out with the roster still, so she's still in ActWres. but she hasn't wrestled anything. So, which is why I didn't mention her in my thread. Like, because I've mentioned people that has wrestled this year. But I hope she comes back soon because Kim Ren is awesome, and I forgot she was a member of the ActWres Killers.
She's a member
also,
of everything.
Yeah. Also, Hinata Senya. I feel bad. I feel bad. I don't want to. I don't want to say anything.
I think I forgot who generalized it, but yeah, she's like just one of the members right now that just need the reps. I think they've attempted to give her stuff the past year, and it's kind of not worked. And I think it's obvious because she hasn't been on a lot of shows recently. So I think as the time goes, yeah,
her last match was the 6-minute match against Act that we skipped.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, she just needs reps. She has a character, and she has like a cool look. But yeah, she's like how do I say this? She's like a turtle in the ring. Like you can't watch her and like be really entertained half the time. So
yeah, it's hard. That is ActWres Killers done. Moving on to ActWres 5. We have, of course, covered the two top wrestlers in ActWres 5. Marina Sayahara, the leader, and Sakura Mitsushima. So red and green. That is the capes we are talking about. So let's talk about ActWres Pink, ActWres 5 Pink, Naru, Velkej fave, for the forever underrated high-speed greatness of Naru should not be understated. She might be, I firmly believe this, she might be one of the best junior heavyweights in the entire world. But she doesn't wrestle for a bigger company. And she doesn't wrestle full time. But I firmly believe this. She might be one of the best junior heavyweights in the world. Like, I put her up there with Dragon Daya, Jackie Kame, Rita, like, big Dragon Gate names. Asumi, fucking Starlight Kid. She's better than Starlight Kid. She's awesome. Naru is just awesome. And it's such a shame that she is slotted as the number 3, sometimes number 4 of this unit.
Yeah, like she is like maybe the most athletic person I've seen in a ring in the past like maybe half decade.
Yeah.
And like I feel like she has everything, and we've said it. I think Velkej has said it the most. She has everything to leave and go become the next best like high speed / like second tier belt like champion. Like she can go out there, probably do 450s and maybe like Phoenix splashes off like the middle ropes. Like she seems like she's like ready to do basically anything in the ring, but she's allowed basically like she's allowed like to do not any of that half the time. And we said like we want her to leave. We're opening the gate for her to like kind of slot out. Obviously that's her choice, and obviously she's probably doing other stuff. But like we really wish that she would go like full time with wrestling. I mean she's just in a bad spot right now where everyone is elevated over her. And I'm hoping maybe the tag stuff could get her back to some type of some type of form. I mean, she's in form. She's always ready. But like giving her a different gimmick and
I mean, we saw her with the new gimmick.
Yeah, The new gimmick's not cool.
What if we get Sakura versus Naru for the King of Ring Entertainment title?
That's probably gonna be way different than what we saw the other day, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's like we want it so bad, but like, are we gonna get it? Probably not.
Yeah. Then talking about someone that is skipping the tag tournament, whether it's because of commitments to outside stuff like voice acting, she's a voice actor, or just being in singing or whatever else, or if it's because she's leaving, we don't know. Yui Tensho, who I don't think she has wrestled in Korakuen. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, Yui Tensho has not wrestled since Korakuen on the 16th of March. I phrased it in my thread, Tokyo Joshi Pro soon, question mark. And it kind of just feels like she's on her way out. And honestly, I look at her as someone that will only get better outside of this company because she hasn't gained any upward momentum in this company, in my opinion, in the last year.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
She's decent, but she cannot be trusted in singles matches. I don't know. How are you feeling about Yui Tensho?
So I will stick with it that like I'm actually a really big fan of her, and I was like when Fuka basically snatched her out of Nara, I think, like that she has basically everything to become like not a mainstay star, but a great wrestler on a roster. Like I think she's a little taller. She has like a cooler look. I think she has like she like sticks to the green, which I think is a good like basis of like character and marketing and stuff like that. So I think she has everything down pat. She also interacts with like actual wrestlers.
Yes.
Which is I think that's the main thing that we think. I don't think just her friendship with a certain TGPW slash ActWres alumni is like the only thing like that's hanging on for her. I just think she has like something up like, well, I just said it, like she has like a lot of like upside in other types of ways, like she could become the next Unagi without with having better like wrestling in mind. Because when I first seen her, I thought she was pretty great in her debut match. So I'm just like thinking like she hasn't really progressed from there.
The funny part is that she's so similar to Unagi in ring. It is insane. I like sometimes when you see her do like a big boot or something, you can see Unagi. And it might be because they have similar gear, they kind of look similar, but it's still like it just gives a vibe of that, which is fair. I don't have a problem with it. I just always have struggled to connect with her because I don't really see her as someone that fits. I don't know.
Yeah, like she's very much at the back of that line, and she's gotten her chance, and she's gotten her chance against Mari, and it wasn't like a home run. So I'm thinking maybe she's taken her step back to maybe reset. If she ever leaves, it's definitely by the end of the year, and if she doesn't leave this year, maybe next year. But like, I could see her still being a mainstay and maybe taking a spot of like maybe if Natsuki leaves, she obviously gets a push up, but like, yeah, like she is also just part of a weird time in the promotion. So
Yeah.
Speaking I mean, that basically goes for a lot of the undercard of the faction.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of, let's talk about Reiko Fukunaga, the blue. View potential is, by the way, the
yellow? Yeah, the yellow.
Her cape is yellow. I don't think Rika Fukunaga has a cape yet. I don't remember seeing her with a cape, at least.
She's blue. That's all we know.
Yeah, she's blue. She's the only one with blue gear, so it just has to be her. Underutilized great kicker. She has, again, she's one of the debuts that came in right after the restart. She has the same amount of ring time as Nagisa, Shiotsuki, and Sakura Mitsushima and Marino. It's I have always looked at Rika Fukunaga as someone that is really entertaining in ring, but outside of the ring is so not anything going on. She like the one time she got to show some personality, it seemed, was when she was doing the Bruce Lee and that thing. And like I like her a lot in ring, but I hope this tag league can really do stuff for her and her teaming with Marino. I do like that because it will give her more of a chance to do something, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, like so when you bring up Hoshiki, I think also she's put in that like that sphere of
Yes.
like she's wearing her gear basically from when Hoshiki was here for that little bit.
Yeah.
She obviously she's interesting because she had two different sides of her. So she was part of Beast Rebellions, then she transferred over.
Yeah.
And she was part of like two pretty nice stories, honestly. With like the whole like Chiaki and Nene not getting along and them bullying the shit out of her and basically her leaving. It was definitely an elevation for her because I think her as a heel was okay, but she was always like pushed down because of the people that were in the faction.
It seemed like they were setting up something bigger for her and Shiaki, and then the Exodus happened. like
Also,
like
yeah. Also, she was
because
injured like in her first run. Like her leg
yeah
was basically done.
yeah
Um,
and like I remember like when she got kicked out of Beast Rebellion, it was very much her and Shiaki feuding, and it felt like that was gonna be a feud of who was gonna be the next big challenger for the main title,
mhm.
and then it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, no, yeah. She just lost and got kicked out of Rebellion.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
But like
Um,
I very much appreciate her. I really like her.
I also do.
I think her moveset she just needs to get like real visceral with her moveset because she has everything. She does everything right. She just needs to maybe just actually kick the fuck out of people. um
Uh, and
and
honestly,
yeah.
like either her or Nagisa should move away from Blue
Yeah.
because they look so similar, and it's a problem. like
That should be a feud.
that should be a feud. Who gets to be blue and white? Like, yeah. I remember saying that like when she debuted the new gear. I remember saying it to Velkej or something about her and Nagisa now being because they were putting some tags together, and I remember being like, "This is not a tag that should be happening because they look too similar. Like uh, Rico is just Nagisa but with her hair tied up. You know, it was such a weird time. Speaking of, let's move. Rico Fukunaga is awesome. I hope she gets to do more. Speaking of someone that I hope gets to do more, Nagisa Shiotsuki. I when I was making the thread, I almost forgot about her. Like I put her in the same tweet as Asako and Hideo Senya. And you know why? Because she does nothing outside of being Natsuki's tag partner. Outside of being Midsummer Breeze, which is the best tag team in Joshi. And I stand by that. I firmly stand by that.
Mhm.
Mitsuru is the best tag team in Joshi right now. Outside of them two being the best tag team, Nagisa isn't doing anything. Nagisa Shiotsuki is great. She has always been great. Like when Update Plus was a thing, I loved her. I loved her and Natsuki together. And me and Velkej have, of course, been talking about Nagisa always trying to get into the title feud, but never getting allowed to do it. Like, she has always said, I want to go for the belt, and then she doesn't get any matches. Like, it was so funny if you look back in September of Nagisa winning every one of the like opening matches that Midsummer Breeze had, and then Natsuki winning the main title at the end of the month. It was such a weird time.
Mhm.
Yeah. What do you think of Nagisa Shiotsuki?
Yeah, so again, she's part of like the 2022 people I first saw.
Yeah.
And I like when I was watching her, I was like kind of very interested in what she would become. And I think she took the spot of what Amisore and like um basically other chop type wrestlers, that she became basically that. And
Yeah.
and I love that her whole moveset just bases off of how can she chop you in every weird way possible. And it's very much her gimmick and her thing. And I think it's worked out in basically the best of ways, because she is like another part of Natsuki's glue that makes
Yeah.
both of them really great. And by her own, she's actually pretty great herself.
Yeah,
I just
she
wish she
is.
would get her own spots.
Yes.
And I don't know who to blame there. Uh, if it's not just Natsuki, because when Natsuki doesn't have a title and nothing else to do, and when Nagisa doesn't have anything to do, well, they're right there. So they just tag them together. The tournament's coming up, so I think they want to heat them up, obviously. But I mean, it's
They
taken
should be
very long.
winning. They should be winning the tournament. It's
Yeah,
it
if
really.
you want them to carry the promotion when the other people aren't doing the other tags, like the title stuff, they are basically the perfect people. But I don't want to talk about Natsuki. Uh, I think Nagisa herself has been. I want to put her also in the group of like Sakura. Like they've both gotten so great together. Um, in
Yeah.
like parallel like wise, like they've gotten so great together.
Yeah.
She is like she's
And
like she's basically like the underrated like undercarder, and if she's put in the top card, she could deliver basically.
yeah, for sure. I firmly believe that if she was given the opportunity to face for any of the singles titles, she would deliver and then some. And while I hope her and Natsuki are the first tag champs of the new era, I still will be clamoring for that Korakuen singles title shot for
Yeah,
Nagisa.
yeah. She needs a title shot at some
But,
point this year.
and I don't know if they're waiting for Natsuki to win the title back, then have it. I feel like either way it should be at one time this year it should be either Nagisa versus Sakura or Nagisa versus Marino.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Uh, moving on. Let's see. Yeah, I think let's talk about the rookies. So let's talk about the leading rookies. I've coined them the leading rookies because I don't really know any other name for them. They haven't come out with a new name other than my leading rookies or new Teppen. Henri and Arizona guy. Let's talk Henri first. The leading 2025 ActWres Rookie of the Year. You could have said it for last year, but I mean, last year it was October to the end of the year. But I think it's more this year. She has stepped into that role. Andre is definitely the best worker of the rookies. When they did the Actress Cup, she was already like the only one that could match her in terms of in-ring work rate in the Actress Cup, in the Young Actress Cup, was Shiaoba. And that was and that was like 1 month after Andre had debuted.
Yeah.
Like, she has been great since the start. And yeah, everyone was correct in immediately stocking up on Andre. I, of course, am the original guy stockholder, so I'll wait. You can talk about Andre.
Yeah, so she is basically my favorite member of the roster right now.
Yeah.
She bring pretty quickly in her first match. She bring like a different style that also matches what I think Mari's wrestling and training was. That like she's like she also bring like some shoot style elements like pretty early also, which is like with like Mari on that roster, it's like okay, you get some flavor of that, but like she brings a whole different energy in the ring. And like for someone to have a title match pretty early and basically it seems like she didn't miss a step whatsoever, especially with someone like Natsuki. I think she's like, if she was maybe a couple years younger, I think she's like a pick for someone to get ripped out of a promotion and put in another. Because I think she's fantastic. She has like the energy. She has like a cool look. She has that Pokemon gimmick that fluctuates of copyright. It fluctuates in copyright. So, but like she seems prime to be kind of like the ace ish, or at least a top like champ. Maybe in a year or two. If people start leaving or so.
As I said with the Natsuki match, it felt like the prequel to a Korakuen lane. You know, and I stand by that.
And I feel like you can put that, if you put that in Korakuen, I don't think I would have really was be bothered. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that title match, Natsuki versus Andre, it was a better match in my opinion than Ayano versus Natsuki. So
yeah, it's like if she's having better performances than like half the roster, and also like bringing way more energy and way more effort than half the
while still being under 20 matches.
Yeah,
overall.
she debuted in October. Like that is insane. That's when the promotion was like in the dumps, and I think she is part of the reason why this promotion got better.
And she debuted like she's an ActWres wrestler. Like look if you look at let's go over to sorry to alienate people. Let's go over to Dragon Gate for a minute. Let's look at Homare Kato, who went to Homare just after his debut match, debuted in a fantastic singles match against Masaki Mochizuki in Korakuen Hall in September of 2024. Andre, 17 matches her whole career, debuted in Korakuen as well, against Asakumiya and Shiaoba, teaming with Nagisa Shitsuki in Korakuen on the 14th of October. 14th of October compared to 5th of December. Andre has wrestled to date 17 matches. Homare Kato, has wrestled to this date 82 matches. Because Dragon Gate runs often. I would say that Homare has her slightly beat in terms of in-ring.
Yeah, like
Slightly beat.
in terms of like actual matches and like put into spots. Like Homare is
Yeah.
like Homare 2, but Senka is like number 1.
Yeah. Senka number
But
1.
Henry, I
Everyone
think,
knows
is like definitely top 10 for me.
I mean, the top 3 in Rookie of the Year standings is Senka, Homare, Andre. Like, I think everyone that watches Japanese pro wrestling and try to watch most of the companies will agree with that.
Mm.
Because like Senka is the clear like Rookie of the Year. Everyone knows that, but and let's look at Senka as well. Debuted in October as well, just like Andre, and has wrestled 23 matches. So I guess that's a better comparison.
Yeah, that's a better comparison. But like, I think
I would rank them all in
Yeah.
terms of in-ring very similar. You know.
Yeah, and I think Henry brings something very much different in weird assuming ways. You see someone in a Pokemon kind of not cosplay, but like in a Pokemon kind of look, and you think, oh, she's like just one of those gimmicks. No, she is a killer, and I think honestly, she's one of my favorites right now in all of Japanese wrestling. So I think she has everything to be top Carter in the next year.
Yep, she brings in the work rate and technical work, and let's talk about her technical partner, bringing the charisma and fan engagement. Arisa Nagai. Arisa Nagai debuted August 2024 in Corkin as well. She, of course, would end up losing to Henri in the final of the Young Actress Cup last year, which was happening in December. I remember I watched that match at the airport on my way to Japan. Because it was in Osaka. It was like it just had been uploaded, and I needed to watch it before before I went to Japan, because I wasn't gonna watch it there. And I remember I watched it. I was of course sad, but I knew that Andre was gonna win. But Arisa Nagai, from her first match, has been like one of my stock people in this company in terms of new rookies. Just because she's my kind of wrestler. She brings high energy, fun, charisma, while also being really fun to root for. She is a bit rough in spots, but I am very much a fan of her, as people who have heard me talk know. It might just be because it is that Sapporo Hokkaido genes, the KC genes. That just I don't know what it is. If you're from Hokkaido, I will just instantly love you. So but I firmly believe that she is the like fan engagement wrestler of the two. Like Andre is the main eventer, Arisa Nagai is the one you root for, you know. And I like that is the kind of what they're doing. Arisa Nagai is also the one that shows the most emotion when they lose. Like she threw a tantrum the other day on one of the shows. She actually threw a tantrum because she lost. So she's so engaging to watch wrestle, and I always root for her. How do you feel about Arisa?
Yeah, she's basically the perfect baby face. She's I think she comes from like the school of like Sakura Mizushima, where it's like her infectious. She's a great actor. She's infectious. She has like the look to actually like show like that she's like a baby face, like a mainstay baby face. She has like the facial expressions of like selling and everything. And honestly, I liked her a lot more than Henri. I think the first time going. But I think as they went along, I think Henri got the bigger push and all that. But when
The
you put
thing
them,
with Arisa
yeah,
was that she just stood out more. You
yeah,
know?
she popped out the page, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you put them together, it's basically the perfect contrast. It's like basically like the best thing you can do for two of your people. It's like when they put Natsuki and Koki together. I feel like
Yeah.
that's what I'm feeling right now with these two. That uh,
Yeah.
you could elevate them like far past everyone right now, and I think it would make perfect fucking sense. And I think Arisa just brings. You know what's funny? Actually, these two are from Hokkaido, both of them.
Are
So
they
I
both
think
from Hokkaido?
yeah.
Ooh.
So that's like that's perfect to in my eyes because they seem very much in they're totally different people, but they seem very much in sync half the time.
Yeah.
And again, they contrast meld like perfectly together. Um, and I feel like she never really is like wrestling down or like never. She's always putting in all of her effort, and uh, I think that's what makes the team good. That's what makes her good.
Remember that three-way they had against Act in Yokohama,
Yeah,
where it felt like this was the most effort Act did the entire year, and it was just because they were so engaging in trying to take her down.
yeah,
Uh, it
and
was
yeah, and again that goes to Axe's case and Henri's case and Arisa's case that
yeah.
they're. I feel like everyone knows they're next to be like elevated.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
you were talking about them being like the ones you will want to see win the tag titles.
yeah, with like
I,
I don't know if it'll
I,
happen, but I would love that. I really
I,
would.
I agree. Like, I would love it. I don't know if it will happen, but I would love it, and it would fit with what they're telling this year, because these two together were so yelling to get a chance to face Amaterasu, Mari and Act. So I do look at that as the most likely final. It's just that I'm worried that Mari and Act will win.
Yeah,
Um,
like if they want to continue their like little like aspect of pushing their younger people and kind of like if they win the title, they don't have to be defending champs all the time.
yeah,
I've seen tag teams this year that are like the greatest workers and like putting in so much effort, but they don't win a lot. But I think as long as you show that, hey, we like these two and we're ready, and like, and they we think they're ready. I think you could put them in on a different pedestal, and I think the tag battles are perfect for them. But yeah, Arisa's really cool. Um, obviously I have Henri a little bit over, but I really do like Arisa because these two have brung so much to the promotion already.
yeah. They're a shot in the arm.
Yeah.
They are so a shot in the arm. Um, Moving on to Yukina Uehara. Of course, when I saw her gear, when she debuted, and I saw her gear, and the way she came out, I was like, okay, let's try and not be too on the nose with the Miku Ano trying, you know. I remember I just looked at her and I saw you're a bit too on the nose for Miku Ano trying.
Mm.
Because like when you look at her, like you see what I mean. Um, However, she was a bit rough in the start. Uh, I caught this month and last month she started to show a lot of improvement. I remember that match against Rick Fukunaga as being like the big one to talk about. Uh, like the one where Rico just put her in a nasty as hell submission, and it ended with ref stoppage.
Mhm.
Uh, I I see the potential in Yukino. I see, of course, Velkej coining new chica, and I get it, but I
Mhm.
look at her and I see the potential, and I see what they're trying to do. I just hope that she can live up to it.
Yeah, like I feel like if I think if they knew she was like the real it girl, they would have maybe pushed her really hard. But I'm glad they seen that they're kind of taking their time with her.
Yeah.
And I think she obviously she has the aspects to be like another star for them.
Yeah.
And I think she's definitely gotten a little better as we gone along. So I'm hoping by the end of the year she's probably ready for at least a title shot or a bigger program at least. Um, I'm just hoping it's not too early. I don't want them to do it too early, so they should wait. But
Yeah.
I do like her. I do see that if she gets there, I think she's gonna be definitely like somebody to watch out for in a year or two.
Yeah. Yeah. She it's gonna be interesting to see her grow. I almost wish that her and Rio was the team for the Tag League.
Mm,
But I mean, Toiro makes sense also. I guess that they gotta do something with Toiro.
yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about Toiro Hina. Very part time, but she is good when we see her. She debuted in 2024, same match as Arisa Nakai, I think, at least on the same show. Um, she she is not doing that many shows. She looks like she has outsider duties, uh, and when we see her, she's a good, very very good babyface in peril. Um, I I always look at her as kind of like a. Like, it might just be because she's so like lanky that I can look at her and I think Mizuki, but I think Mizuki when I see her sometimes.
Mhm. Yeah, like she debuted in like August with funny enough, like Momotani of all people.
Oh
Um
yeah,
yeah, you remember
I
that?
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
which is like it I mean that's pretty big for like you like
Yeah,
obviously it's not like a bigger like match, but it's not a bigger like debut that showcases just you, but it's like, hey, you're debuting alongside an actual wrestler. So that's
in a
pretty like
in a
crazy.
sponsored match by Stomping.
Yeah. Which is pretty crazy. But like every time I've seen her, I've actually really liked her, but it's like she's just not there, which is sad. And I know she's honestly she has a lot of bigger spots outside of wrestling. Like she did modeling for the the Japanese like soccer like a clothing line that was all over like the Tokyo Dome and like venues and stuff. So it's like she obviously has way bigger stuff going on. I think she's also a mom. I think, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, she's a
yeah,
mom. She's a model. She's an actress. She's got a lot bigger spots. She does stage stuff. I think she does production. So she's
yeah.
and she's been in commercials that I've seen, which is insane. So it's like she and she's a younger sister of like a famous idol, like or a member of a famous idol. So it's like she's like she's basically a very busy person, and she's a single mom. So it's
Yeah.
like she has a lot on her plate, and she's like barely younger than me,
But,
or like barely older than me. I think so. It's like
yeah,
I think she has her she
yeah.
has her other aspects of life pretty
She's a
like there.
98er.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that she's a 98er,
Yeah,
just
so
like
like
me.
I think yeah, I think she has definitely other stuff to really worry about. But she's very talented. So I'm hoping we see more of her. And I think we are with this tag tourney. So yeah, pretty cool. I hope she's kind of staying in that same lane we've seen her in. Like she just needs to be good in the tags, and that's all I worry about her right now.
her her stomping sponsorship did make Sunglasses Guy turn his head slightly.
He was moved.
He was moved. I mean, if you move Sunglasses Guy, you know you're special. Moving on to recently newly debuted rookie Rio, very new. We can't really judge her. She doesn't even have a cage match profile yet. I think she has like 4 matches under her belt so far. She debuted in March. I did like her and Yukina versus Midsummer Breeze. That was a very good match on the latest show. It went a bit too long, but I like her. She is very much a someone that I think will grow a lot. And it seems it seems like Rio is going to be on more shows. Because she has already been on pretty much every show since her debut.
Yeah, she seems pretty dedicated, and like she seems like she wants to be there. Like she's doing more than just the in-ring stuff. And that's it's like Ellen of before, like where she's there, she's doing the pictures, she's doing the TikToks, she's doing video stuff. She's outside the ring helping, doing other stuff while everyone's wrestling, and like, it's like she obviously seems like she's here to be here in ActWres and not, not just be a name on the card and just move on with, like, she seems like she's like just here to be part of the family, and I appreciate that. And she's very different from a lot of the wrestlers that's debuted here. She obviously has a bigger frame. She's like a whole different look. And the stuff we've seen of her so far, it's pretty cool. And I'm just hoping she becomes like a bigger part of the shows in the coming year or so. Because I think she has something for sure.
Yeah, Nanami Togi, bass playing rookie, that is getting quite good. She is slowly getting really entertaining. I like she is someone that I feel is gonna turn heel soon. I mean, she kind of is being slotted with Maru. It felt like. So I look forward to seeing where she goes. But right now I'm really into her, Nanami Togi.
Yeah, like she's been around for a little bit, and I think she's gotten like she's gotten like that where she's not there a lot of the time, but when she's there, I think she just plays her role. She's obviously getting better, and I think she had like a gimmick right out the bat, which I really like, and it's something kind of unique, and I think it's something more in certain people's wheelhouse, like you, me, Rich, and people who like music, obviously. Her bringing out the bass is like the coolest thing ever.
Her playing her actually, like, it blew my mind when I first heard her come out to Maru's theme, and like she was teaming with Maru, and she came out and she hit the bass lines of Maru's theme, and you could hear it from the speakers, and I was so like, what the fuck. It was awesome. I remember being like, what the hell. I didn't expect them to go to that length, that high level length.
Yeah, so yeah, she's awesome. I'm just hoping she gets the bigger spots as we go. She's had this story with Maru for a while, and I'm hoping we finally get to it, because I think she could be a pretty good heel, as good as she is a face, I think.
Yeah. Then let's talk about Shia Oba. The 2024 ActWres Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, because she wrestled the entire year. She gained so much from just the exodus happening and spots opening up. She became a very fun technical babyface in peril. Kind of the predecessor to what Andre is doing right now. And right now it feels like she is kind of taking a step back compared to Andre and Arisa. But she is still right next to them as like they are the three best when it comes to who of the Young ActWres Cup members. How are you feeling about Shioba?
Yeah, I think she's in that sphere of like a lot of our favorites. She's kind of the same thing as a lot of the rookies that came in. I think she was kind of like the predecessor, like the early one to be hit the take it, like she gave us the shot in the arm where it's like, hey, we have someone to cling on to that's a pretty good wrestler. She has a cool character. She's infectious. We can hang on to this face as we go. And then as we went, then we had started getting Arisa and then Henri. And then them together is kind of just like babyface OP. It's basically I think Sondre said it. It's like if you put Teppen together again, that's like how much babyface and how much likability is there. And it's like we seen her get big, like not bigger spots, but the spots she does get, she puts in so much effort. And no matter if it's like Mari or Naski or Nagisa against her or Sakura or like any of those people, like I feel like she always performs at her best. And she just brings that energy. She brings the fire up. We've seen her multiple times fire up out of stuff and get kicked in the face. And she sells. She's a great seller and everything. Like she's one of my favorites actually on the roster. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know when she's gonna get those bigger spots, but I think every spot she has been in, she's shown that she's ready for. She makes moments, and that's what I appreciate about her.
Yeah, I desperately hope they actually start a official unit soon. Like Risa, Andre, and Shioba. That's the unit. It's easy to do. They already did that match on the show this month. I just think that's the right decision to do. So we have covered the entire roster. There are of course wrestlers like me. Also, some of the rookies that haven't. So me is on a hiatus.
Yeah.
Then there are some of the rookies that haven't really done stuff. Like Alice Anou announced that she's done. She retired. Mana Yamashita. Haven't seen her like in months.
Yeah.
Actually, we haven't even seen her in a year. Her last match was in 2023. But she is still in the video package for ActWres.
I think Yamashita is working the staff, like from what I've seen and heard. Beyond 2024, I think she's been around.
And that can also be said about Mio Isuka.
Yeah, we just seen her, so she's definitely around, but we don't know what she's doing. I think she's a bigger voice actor in like the movie video game scene, so maybe that's what she's busy with. I don't know.
Yeah, but that we will of course talk about. I mean, I don't know how much of the April we're gonna review when Velkej comes home. I think that episode is gonna be more just May reviewing. Because April wasn't that big of a month in terms of what happened in ring. But they are setting up the tag title tournament. Now, start of Golden Week, Yokohama Radiant Hall. We have a full card for this show, so I'll just preview it real quick before we talk about the tag tournament. So the card for Yokohama Rainic Hall on the 6th of May, Golden Week, is Arisa Nagai versus Act, Midsummer Breeze, Nagisa Shitsuki and Natsuki versus Nene Arata and Mari, Naru versus Nanami Togi, that's awesome, and Maru versus Rika Fukunaga in the Lumberjack match for some reason. And the main event of Marina Sayahara, Sakura Mitsushima, and Yukina Uhara versus Ayano Irie, Haruka Ishikawa, and Kyoka Iwai. So that is the May 6th Yokohama Radiant Hall show. On the Yokohama Radiant Hall show, they will also have a lottery for the tag title tournament. And this has been confirmed. It is going to be for the tag titles. And the tag titles are in the video package. There are titles in the video package. Act has called this was an idea brought on by Act. There will be the bracket will be announced via lottery on the May 6th show. So I'm guessing it will run through the summer, with the final probably being the Corkin main event. It's been called Act Game. Great name for a tournament. Here are the participating teams: Amaterasu, Mari and Act, Midsummer Breeze, Natsuki and Nagisa Shiotsuki, Hiyakuka Shigure, Kyoka Iwai, and Haruka Ishikawa. ActWres 5, Red and Blue, Marina Sayahara, and Rika Fukunaga. ActWres 5, Green and Pink, Sakura Mitsushima and Naru. Beast Rebellion, Ayano Irie and Nene Arata. Arisa Nagai and Anri. Still, they need a team name. Hopefully they get one soon. Maru and Great Asako. Maru was forced to team with Great Asako. It was very funny. And then the rookie team of Yukina Uhara and Toiro Hina. I am desperately hoping for round robin. I am not going to get it, but I am hoping. It's just, I love the idea of it being. I love the first of all, I love the idea of 9 Midsummer Breeze matches. You know,
yeah.
I love the idea of 9 Midsummer Breeze matches and 9 Arisa Nagai and Anri matches. It would be 8 because but anyway, you know what I mean. Yeah, it's an awesome theme. It's an awesome thing.
We waited for so long. Holy shit! Yeah, like, god damn.
Velkej, I don't know what his reaction was like, because he hadn't seen it. Then I posted about it in our chat, and he said, "Is this a real thing?"
That's so fucking hilarious. He
was so confused.
And it's like happening when he's not around.
Yeah, I mean, it will be happening when he comes home, because their first show after the one on May 6th is May 18th, and then he is home. So
yeah, it's like if we're getting the tag titles, it finally feels like we're a full promotion.
Yeah. Who is a team that you want to see win, other than the Arisa and Anri?
Oh my god, Jesus. So my only 2 choices really. Well, I would give 3. I would give it to Act and Mari if they're gonna be the fighting heel champs, while the other 2 are the singles baby faces. I'm fine with that. I think I would be fine with that. I'll probably have an issue if it as we go, but yeah. Obviously, Midsummer Breeze, the best tag team in the world right now to me. They could probably do no wrong. They could have banger matches with basically anyone. So it's like it's a no-brainer for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're number one just to win outright. And my third pick is Arisa and Henri, because if they win the titles, if someone wins the titles and it's someone not on the top of the card, it should be them. They are probably the most infectious team on this roster right now, and I think they could be like. I think they could be like again like the Wing Gory of maybe like this promotion where like
Yeah.
I feel like they could get stomped on by obviously the bigger names in other types of matches, but when it comes to the tag stuff, they will put their best foot effort. They put their best foot forward, win the matches somehow, and like push through until someone obviously beats them. But I think they could be like definitely be the rookie team to win this. I wouldn't bat an eye if they fucking win.
Fucking Velkej. What the?
He's creating tag teams in his brain. This is insane. He should not be doing that.
What? Real quick. Velkej just woke up in Tokyo. It's 7 a.m. for him. So he's reacting to our chat in our recording server. Okay. I agree with you. I look at Mari and Act as the most likely team. Sadly, I don't want them to be the team, but I see them as most likely. I would say Midsummer Breeze and Arisa Guy. Midsummer Breeze and Arisa and Henri are the two teams I want to see win. With Arisa and Henri getting the slight edge. Fucking. And I could also see like the as I said earlier, Ayano and Nene being like a dark horse.
Yeah, like yeah, they're definitely a dark horse team because I think I think they can also carry the mid card if that's what they really want. I think a lot of these teams could really do that. So it's like it's like pick your poison at that point with the mid card.
As long as it's not Maru and Great Osaka.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, that might be the most wild team if they would get those. That's wild.
But yeah, we will be back probably at the end of May, probably reviewing this tag title tournament and the first couple of shows for it, because I'm guessing it will be starting pretty soon after the May 6th Yokohama Benetton show. And after that, they have 2 shows in May and then 4 shows in June. So the summer will be hot for ActWres girls with a good little tag title tournament going, which we've been asking for forever.
Yeah.
Since Teppen was formed, I have been asking for this. So yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you for filling in for Velkej.
Yes, I am Velkej.
Yes. Tell people how to find you, man.
All right, so play Pedro99 on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Me and Velkej dropped the preview of Queendom, and I think me and Sondre will be doing the reviews. I think in a week's time or so.
Yeah.
So look out for that on the outlet, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. And yeah, this is an insane time in wrestling. So we will probably talk about a lot of stuff that isn't ActWres, but we will probably give our rundown.
Yeah.
But if you want more of the in-depth stuff, in-depth is definitely here for sure at ActWres stage.
Yeah. I firmly want to talk about Queendom in full and you are the only one that would have me. So I loved Queendom. It made me a Stardom fan again, which I haven't been for almost a year now. I can admit I have not been a Stardom fan for almost a year, but Yokohama Arena did make me a fan again. And ActWres is hot right now, so I mean, we talked more. I don't really want to talk that much about ActWres on your show.
Yeah,
But yes.
like here's the place for it, and for sure
Yeah.
we'll mention our rundown. But yeah, like
Yeah.
wrestling's
And,
crazy right now. So
yeah, wrestling is very crazy. As this is gonna be, I recorded today, and tomorrow I will be recording the Dead or Alive preview because Dragon Gate's Dead or Alive is on Monday, the last show in the Dolphins Arena in Nagoya. Man, it's gonna be sad to see that building go. But yeah, we will be back when Velkej is home from Japan, and probably after the 10th anniversary show. So probably we'll have a guest for that. But until then, have fun and love it all.
pinkies up.
Pick us up. Bye.